Thanks very much for tuning in. You're watching Unmissable right here on News9. I'm Nabila Jamal. I take you through a roundup of news from India and across the globe. Our top story on Deep Dive today, we will delve into the Goa Nightclub fire. The Luthra brothers are still absconding. The Goa Police has now asked for their passport cancellation and that's been processed. And while they remain at large, the police have gone ahead and literally razed down with their JCBs, razed down the nightclub and a few other properties belonging to the Luthra brothers, the accused in the case. And also on our top story on Deep Dive today, we will take you through the big communal controversy that's brewing in Tamil Nadu over a lamp lighting at a hilltop where a sacred temple and a dargah is present. The DMK did not allow the Hindutva groups to light the lamp there. They were arrested and the court's asking questions of the DMK why a court order wasn't complied. DMK now going a step further and asking for the judge's impeachment for the man who allowed the lighting of the lamp has been asked or accused of being biased and communal, and an impeachment motion has been moved by the opposition. We'll take you through all those details, and also on our top story on Day Tonight is the Indigo chaos. We're looking at 8 straight days of chaos, flight cancellations that were reported today as well. But thankfully, Indigo says operations now in order. They're picking up stability. The next 24 hours, one can be assured that the Indigo flight will be on time. I'll take you through the headlines as always. The Delhi court issues notice to Sonia Gandhi on plea for FIR over her voter roll inclusion before she became the Indian citizen. And remember, this comes on a day where Sonia Gandhi celebrates her birthday. Government takes big action on Indigo as DGCA cuts flight schedules by 5%, reducing 110 flights daily, basically saying that Indigo is not prepared for the winter season rush and therefore 5% of their flight operations must be reduced. But Indigo says we're on track. Our operations are now fully stabilized and by the next 24 hours, our timing will also pick up. In a major boost for India's tech ecosystem, Microsoft has committed a record 1.5 lakh crore investment in India. It's the largest ever investment that Satya Nadella has proposed in Asia. Goa Nightclub, the shack Romeo Lane of North Goa, demolished after that fire that killed 25 people. Police issues a lookout notice against all the 4 accused, the 2 owners, the Luthra brothers, who are still absconding and currently in Thailand. Their passports have been cancelled. Supreme Court seeks the centre and the ECI response on plea for Central Forces CAPF protection for BLOs who are engaged in SIR amid claims of intimidation by certain states and officials. CJI flags rising concerns over poll-linked incidents, saying lack of security could become a serious issue. Karnataka state reports 52,000 cyber fraud cases as losses surge. Only 627 crore recovered so far. The Home Minister Parmeshwar flags sharp rise in digital crimes, urges stronger prevention and policing. Karnataka Congress reignites Tipu Jayanti Rao, calling celebration a secular right, while BJP counterattacks, claiming Congress would even celebrate Bin Laden's birthday if they had a choice. All right, let's take you through our top story tonight on Deep Dive. The North Goa Nightclub fire that killed 25 people. The Bombay High Court will soon take up a crucial PIL on December 16th, a plea that demands a court-monitored investigation into the Arpora nightclub inferno that killed 25 young people on December 6th. The petitioner, social activist Aishwarya Arjun Salgaonkar, has alleged that there are recurring failures in public safety, regulatory oversight, fire safety enforcement, disaster preparedness and crowd management across Goa, saying Goa's nightlife economy cannot be allowed to operate without accountability. This is a persistent problem across different places. Restaurants, nightclubs, hangout spots have similar lapses, and he's asking for an overall assessment of the nightlife in Goa. Even as legal pressure now mounts, the prime accused, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, remain on the run. Their first image from Thailand is now out, confirming that they fled to Thailand, to Phuket. That's what we hear, to Phuket, soon after the fire broke out. So it was established that they were trying to escape the situation. Goa Police has now approached the centre to cancel their passports as well, and a request has been made to the CBI to issue an Interpol Blue Notice to track their movements through international agencies. This is the image there of Gaurav Luthra, his exclusive image that we've accessed from Thailand. According to CCTV and travel data reviewed by investigators, the brothers reached Delhi airport at 3 a.m. on December 8th and slipped out on Indigo flight 6E1073 to Phuket by 5:30 a.m. A clear attempt it was to evade arrest. Meanwhile, the state government has also begun a crackdown now on establishments linked to them. After demolishing the Birch club with JCBs, they razed down the club. Investigators also found major safety violations in some of the other properties. Authorities have now bulldozed the Romeo Lane shack at Wagator. That's also tied to the accused. A wider investigation is now examining why repeated warnings were ignored. Both Anjuna Police and the Crime Branch had earlier demanded the nightclub's approvals as well. They were warned earlier as well for not complying with some of the norms. But, well, they turned a blind eye and a deaf ear. Today, this is what we see. 25 people dead for their fault. Call records of the IPS officers posted in Goa at the time may hold the trail of possible interference, where they have tried to check on permissions and compliances, but it was never given to them. For now, the focus, of course, is justice. The victims, 25 of them, their families, need justice, and for that, the Luthra brothers need to be brought to book. Let me quickly bring in our panelists for a little more on what we're seeing today, the kind of law evasion that the Luthra brothers are committing, how they're escaping the law, running off to Phuket. Is it so easy in India for an accused to fly out and just never come back? And now passports of both accused have been cancelled. What does that really mean? We have Sandesh Prabhudesai, author and senior journalist, Goa. Serafino Kota, former president, Small and Medium Hotels Association, also from Goa. A.K. Jain, former DGP, Uttar Pradesh. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us. Sandesh Prabhudesai, this first image that we are showing on our screens, if I could flash that yet again, of exclusive image of Gaurav Luthra in Phuket, right after the tragedy. Clear bid to evade authorities. What more do we know? The inside story of the Luthra brothers who set up, multiple restaurants and clubs in Goa. They're not Goans. They've come from the outside, but not lived up to the civic body's compliances. Tell us a little more of the inside story here as the JCB demolishes their properties.
See, the inside story, which everybody knows, is that the government has not taken a very firm action by demolishing the whatever that another establishment or thing which they had at Wagator. But there was a High Court order to demolish it, and High Court, in spite of High Court order, government had not demolished it. And now, after the whole thing is exposed, after the fire, what government has done is that they have gone and complied with the High Court order and they have demolished it. It is not that they have started something, now against everything against Luthra and nothing like that. It is just compliance of High Court order. That's all. And the question comes is that why it was not demolished all this time, and why they were protected and who were protecting them. That is more important now, and not this demolition. It is a delayed action, much delayed action.
Saying it's a much delayed action, but what action was taken? What we hear is that the police are now saying we have records of IAS officers and officials talking to these Luthra brothers and asking for compliances. Why such a lackadaisical approach? You're right when you say that they were soft on them. Tell us a little more on what would it, if one does not have influence, if you're setting up a club, a restaurant or any commercial establishment without safety protocols being followed, what ideally will be the approach of the authorities, and to that measure, clearly these Luthra brothers were granted, they were exempted for a long period of time without following compliances.
Exactly. Now slowly everything is coming out, and everybody is asking that why only these three officers were suspended or some action was taken against them immediately, and who are the people who gave them orders to stay that demolition order, to stay that High Court order of another Vagator club. So that is the main thing, and these people have been just made scapegoats. Looks like, whether it is the director of panchayats or anybody else. And main thing is that where the fire took place, it was completely an illegal construction because it is in a salt plan, and as per the law there cannot be any construction in the salt plan, and still it was done. So it is just not, government is now basically isolating the issue and to only this basically the Romeo lane, which has become Mario lane. Okay, Maro, that kind of lane it has become. And just isolating this case, it is not an isolated case. I would say it is a representative case of the nexus between these hoteliers or those who run the club, the officials of all the departments, concerned departments, and the people who are in power. Maybe they are sarpanches, they are MLAs, they are ministers, everybody. So that needs to be found out, and just not you isolate a case and just bang on one Luthra and finish the matter. It is everywhere rampantly going on. That action is needed, just not safety measures. That it won't be over with that.
Okay. If I could also bring in Serafino Kota, who's a former president, Small and Medium Hotels Associations in Goa. Serafino, now a Bombay High Court is all set to hear a PIL asking for a statewide audit of all the nightlife, nightclubs, restaurants in Goa, saying that this is a issue that prevails across the state. It's not a one-off incident. This was just waiting to happen, and probably an even bigger major disaster could follow in the upcoming festive season. This is literally the season for Goa, the year ender. If it could happen at this nightclub, it could happen anywhere else as well, because most of these places are not compliant. Is that true?
Well, it's a good idea, and if they do, but however, it will not affect season. I must say that season means doesn't in a cubicles of nightclubs, dangerous nightclub. That's not a season. The season is maybe by the beach, and by the beach people don't catch, you don't catch fire there. There are so many restaurants which are open air. There is not going to be a fire there. So audit is not going to affect there and here and there. And there are so many five-star hotels with multiple exit and entry to the venue already been taken care, because these hotels and these venues have been audited by the foreign tour operator before sending tourists to Goa. Mind you that our audit can be always weaker than them. So once you have their audit already in your hand, which is far superior, so if they do this, it will not going to affect. On the contrary, Goa will be safe. But having said that, I am just thinking there are maybe some small club which are closing on time, but their small recommendation was put by fire brigade long back, and because of that has been closed. So I am worried about you don't just jump in here and there and just close anybody's place in the name of safety, which they have not done for years and years and years together. The issue is which nobody, no television channel is trying to say why not a fellow Goan is not allowed or not have done so far such activity in Goa, and why it is always a non-Goan is doing it, and why only the non-Goan can get away from such a big crime. I'll just give a small example. For example, if I carry a gun without a license, it is I carried a gun without a license. That's it. If I carry a gun with a license which is expired or little bit need maintenance, it's not a big offense. I delayed my renewal for a few months, and it's not working properly. That's another issue, and you can handle it. But how can one handle the gun illegally, bullets illegally, use it illegally, you know about it, and that can be always and always and always a non-go? Why? That's a question which no channel, no media is talking about. So I'll close it with one line. Something coming, a file coming from Delhi, or a request coming from Delhi, or anything which comes from the Delhi, people shiver it here. So that's how it must have gone. Goa is no more in the hand of Goan politician. Goa is no more in the hand of anybody. It is somebody somewhere controlling. That's why somebody could have. And the last point, which my friend, colleague has just mentioned it, in Goa, in my own property, with all the clearances, with everything in my hand, the last clearance I will be denied. I cannot build near salt pen anything in Goa. You cannot build. You can have a shack near the beach, but near the river, maybe.
Can you tell me what were the violations? Serafino, can you tell me what were the violations that were quite glaring in the Birch Romeo Lane Club? I'm playing out visuals for our viewers on the screen showing how electric firecrackers were lit up. It was ignited inside the club, and that's what led to the fire that caught on top. Very clear evidence here showing how the firecrackers that were not allowed to be used inside were used. And this happens in many nightclubs in Goa. So this is not the only place, but here, well, they had to face the brunt of it. Unfortunately, 25 lives were lost, but this is the exact time we're going to show you the firecrackers that were lit inside that very club that kind of resulted in the fire catching on to the roof, and then it spread so quickly. This is really the clincher. This video is the evidence here. And if you could tell me, Serafino, this was one of the violations, bursting firecrackers inside. Tell us exactly detail, in a nutshell, point by point on the violations that these Luthra brothers committed while constructing this club.
Yeah, first violation is in Goa. Nobody lights electrical fireworks in-house. Nobody, even when you have a first class top grade A class fire clearance. When you have a first class A class fire clearance, you are not supposed to light any electrical firework. Number one. Number two, a good cultured person will never do. And you yourself have shown me the pictures, the dress code. I don't want to go personal, but that's not a Goa's culture. Now again, those girls which are dancing there will be paid. Now these girls are not going. So where is the economy? How they been paid? Let's say everything is legal. This girl need to be paid. This girl is not dancing free there. You need to pay. So what transaction they need to pay her? From where she is? Which country she is? How the money been exchanged? Through the what remittance the money goes out? See, it is not just a fire. The fire has opened our eyes. And we are just talking 3-4 days continuously on television about the fire. No, it is beyond the fire we have to think about it.
Also, let me bring in our former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, A.K. Jain. As a police, sir, we are looking at the Luthra brothers who are absconding. They've run away to Phuket, and they've been there for a few days now. A clear evasion of the law and wanting to escape the police. They knew, but this again, like I say, they've committed a lot of lapses, no compliances on one hand. On the other, they've fled to another country, hoping to. Hoping for the media to calm down, for this story to die off a natural death, and then they'll come back using their influence, paying off money and get away with it, with minimum punishment, or basically give some money to the families and settle it. Do you believe this will happen with the Luthra brothers? They've been absconding now for a few days, and the country is enraged. The passports have been cancelled. What does this mean?
No, it's not possible. Buying off the families doesn't make any difference because case is registered of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Nobody has guts to put a final report in the case. It's a open and shut case. They will, and Goan police will have to charge sheet all the owners. There is one, some Ajay Gupta also, there is one Kohli also. So many people. Some are putting up at Delhi, some are in Goa, and two of these rogue, they have run away to Phuket. But it doesn't make a difference. Blue corner notice has been issued, and very soon they shall be brought within the ambit of law. They should be, and they shouldn't be bailed out also. There is a punishment of 10 years of rigorous imprisonment, and on speedy trial should take place in a fast track court, and they should be sentenced. And I agree with this 100% that the PIL, which has been taken up with the Mumbai High Court, that there should be statewide audit. All illegalities are going on. All sorts of illegalities are going on in Goa. So this is not permissible at all. There is a place which is inhabited by Israelis, Russians, and different gangs. They are operating there. They are indulging in drug trade openly. So many crimes have taken place. And I was shocked to read in one or two newspapers that one retired IPS officer or IAS officer and one serving, they were putting pressure on the local police, Anjuna police station, and on crime branch that action should not be taken against. So this is all corruption, nothing else. Money is changing hands. Actually, the entire club is constructed on government land, on salt pan land, which is not permissible. So naturally, they have saved a lot of money on land. So they can spend it, they can throw it here and there to various officers, retired officers. They can hire them and ask them to plead their cases. Very deterrent action should be taken. I think it should be an eye-opener for Goan government. They should realize that such incidents, massive incidents, can take place in future also. There is one entry and same is the exit. This is 100% against rules. You can't have the same exit. You can't have the same entrance. You have a very narrow entrance to the place, and half the club is in the lake, and half the club is on the ground. So very narrow, and bamboos are there all over the place. Bamboos. If you are using this firecrackers, if it catches fire, the entire place will be gone. Bamboo is highly inflammable. So all sorts of irregularities are going on. I am absolutely shocked that why action was not taken against these people. The sound violations, naturally the people in the village staying nearby, they must be suffering. At times we also suffer. I stay at Lucknow. There's so many noises going on around us. At times we call dial 112 vehicle that please stop it. Please ask them to reduce the volume. So all this nonsense is going on, and action will have to be taken. And I'll be very happy if court-monitored investigation is ordered and court-monitored inquiry is ordered. That once action is taken in Goa, I think there'll be peace for quite some time. All these things, illegal activities, should not be allowed to flourish in a tourist destination like Goa.
No, sir, can you tell me a little on how the police plans to bring the Luthra brothers back? If their passports are cancelled, they're absconding, passports are cancelled, they can't quite return. So what would be the natural next step? Will you work with the Thai police?
Oh, no, they will go there. Police people will go there. CBI will coordinate, and through Interpol, and they will be brought back. No issue at all. Temporary passports are issued by the government, and they will be brought here and tried and sentenced to jail. There is no problem in that at all, because Interpol and CBI will manage it for Goa Police, and Goa Police people will go and arrest the people in there. We have an extradition treaty with Thailand, and they will have to hand over these culprits. And I think they will do it also, because it has become a famous case. People in Thailand also must have come to know. Journalists there must have come to know. So action will have to be taken against these people.
And finally, our guest, Serafino Kota, you are also the former president of Small and Medium Hotels Association in Goa. How has this sort of impacted the rest of them? Because this now will cast a shadow on all businesses, and there will be extra audits and scrutiny ahead of the festive season. Has it impacted business by and large?
Government can go very, nicely. This can conduct safe and fine. Government can fix a committee, take people on board, those who are like-minded. There are many hoteliers who do their business in a very decent way, cultured way, and especially it is done by the fellow Goan, meaning to say Catholic or Hindu who owns the hotels. Their culture is totally different. Our DNA is common for both the community, Hindu and Catholic. If you take us on board, we can work together and we can talk to government, provide government gives a hearing. He just can't shut the door saying that, okay, we know about it. We know how to go about it. We don't want to listen to you. No, we are the friend of the government, because the reason behind is I have to live with the chief minister. I have to live with the government, and he may be there next year also. So I am with an open mind to have to work with the government. We have certain papers been done. About 10 years we have done. 10 years back we have done a white paper. Recently we have done another white paper. We have something together done already. So just it is an enforcement thing. Take people on board, listen to them. Don't take it as an ego that I don't want to listen to this fellow or that fellow, and just selectively choose people who will do their job. No, we are there. If they want my service, I'm not that highly qualified as far as such cases are concerned. But just to tell you two things before we close the debate, I have done my foreign course. Although I am a dropout, openly I am telling you on the television, health and safety course with UK-based company called Crystal UK, which is a Thomas Cook, which has taken place in Siddharth Goa Hotel in Goa about 10 years back. I have done the course with them, how safety has to work. I have done a health and safety course. I have done a food keeping course. So all these things together we can help. We know how to run the tourism. So there are experts certainly within reach in Goa for people who want to take that advice. They can reach out to. Thank you very much, all of you. Sandesh, you had a last point to make. I'm going to give you that last comment.
Yes, I just want to say one thing, that it was not a nightclub which was on fire, but with that, basically right now the illegal economy of Goa is on fire. The credibility of all the MLAs, the government, and everybody, all the elected people, that is on fire. And if this is allowed like this, then whole Goa's credibility will be on fire. The industry will be in mess. So that's why what is required now is just not a magisterial inquiry, but like how court is monitoring the things about safety, a judicial inquiry has to be set up by headed by a retired High Court judge, which will not only find out about this all illegalities all over Goa, but also will prepare a road map for Goa's sustainable and balanced tourism. That is very important, and that is required at this moment, I feel.
All right. Thanks very much. I really appreciate all three of our guests joining us on this much needed topic. We're going to wait for the Luthra brothers to be reprimanded. We want to see them behind bars and hope that the families find justice. Thanks very much. We'll slip into a short break. We'll be right back on all the communal controversy that's erupting in Tamil Nadu ahead of elections there. Stay with us for more on that.
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा से लोन लेना एक मास्टर स्ट्रोक है।
अपनी सुपर पावर यूज करने का टाइम आ गया।
आप टेंशन मत लीजिए, IIFL फाइनेंस से झटपट गोल्ड लोन लीजिए और बिजनेस आगे बढ़ाइए।
लाइफ जब भी आगे बढ़ने का मौका दे, अपनी सुपर पावर, अपना गोल्ड यूज करिए और IIFL फाइनेंस से गोल्ड लोन लीजिए।
IIFL फाइनेंस करता है सीधी बात।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
All right, let's now cut across to our top story in Tamil Nadu. We know at this point that Tamil Nadu is reeling under communal tensions where you have a lamp that was, a deepam rather, that was being allowed to be lit up at a hilltop which also had a temple and a dargah right next to each other. According to the DMK government there, this is done to ignite communal tensions. A religious ritual in Madurai's Thiruparankundaram hill has led to major clashes and a political legal fight now. The Thiruparankundaram is one of the 6 sacred abodes of Lord Murugan. On the hilltop there stands the Subramanya Swami temple, Kashi Vishwanathar shrine and the Sikandar Auliya Dargah. A rare example of a shared holy space for Hindus and Muslims for 100 years, and they've all lived in harmony there. Every year, the Kathigai Deepam lamp is certainly lit on the hill, but it's done at the Mantapam in the Pillayar temple area on the summit, which is slightly away from the Dargah. This year though, 4 Hindu groups approached the Madras High Court saying that they want to light the Deepam, the lamp, a little closer to the stone pillar which is very close to the Dargah. They claim that this was the original Deepam Sthanam where people generations ago had lit the Deepa, so that's where they want to light it this time. This is their rightful ritual spot. And the court, Justice G.R. Swaminathan, inspected the location himself and approved the lighting of the lamp at that pillar very close to the Dargah with police protection. He said the ritual should continue as per claimed tradition. Now, the Tamil Nadu government opposed it. The DMK government says lighting the lamp so close to the Dargah, which hasn't been done for decades, could really disturb harmony at a site that's historically shared by both the Hindus and the Muslims. After temple authorities did not light the lamp by 6 p.m. on December 4th, some Hindu groups then attempted to climb the hill. This led to scuffle with police detention, Section 144 restrictions. The state has now challenged, DMK has now challenged the High Court order before the Supreme Court. In fact, over 100 opposition MPs have submitted an impeachment notice against Justice Swaminathan, saying that the High Court Justice Swaminathan has been biased and has given an order that will disrupt communal harmony. They allege judicial overreach by the judge and complete bias on one side in favor of the Hindu community. The notice now currently waits the Supreme Court's hearing. Well, for devotees though, this hill is not just geography, it's an essential part of Murugan identity in Tamil Nadu, and for Muslims, the Dargah is a centuries-old heritage site where worship continues regularly. The question is how to protect customs while preserving peace, and importantly, India has never seen a judge being impeached. Will this be different? Though the opposition do not have the numbers, they still are hoping that this will send out a statement. The Supreme Court will decide the next step. Let me quickly bring in our guests for a little more clarity on this story that's jolted Tamil Nadu ahead of elections. We have Kalyan Raman, senior leader BJP of Tamil Nadu. We have Gokul Chandra, who is a political analyst. Gokul Chandra, why don't you give us a little more on the historical significance of this hilltop? We understand that the Dargah and the temple have been sharing space for decades, for generations, and the lamp was indeed lit, but it was lit a little away from the spot that is currently being, debated upon. Now, with the new High Court verdict allowing for the lamp to be lit at that spot where the Hindus believe was the original spot, it's created this controversy to a point where the DMK has defied the court order. The court has asked questions of the DMK, and the DMK says we'll go to Supreme Court now. This is a mess. It's become a communal controversy that could have really been avoided. I'm not too sure what was the way out for this or way out of this. You tell us the historical significance around this pillar, around the hilltop here.
Yeah, good evening. See, regarding you said what Hindus think. It is not about what Hindus think. For ages, for decades, or even close to a century, the Hindus of Tamil Nadu has agreed to a particular place where the Deepam is being lit, and they have agreed to that so that they can coexist peacefully with the other communities. But today the BJP and RSS thinks otherwise, and they want to create a communal tension just before the elections. They have this trick played in each and every state across India, and now they sees this as an opportunity to create a communal tension to garner votes in Tamil Nadu. So it is not about Hindus versus Muslims. It is BJP RSS versus the common public of Tamil Nadu. Something is happening for the centuries. The things are very peaceful. The Hindus have accepted it. The Muslims have accepted it. And everything is going fine. And suddenly from nowhere, few BJP RSS supported people with the help of a judge, learned High Court judge, they want to create a communal tension in Tamil Nadu by choosing a different place for lighting up the lamp. See, even if you go by rituals or the century-old practices, that might be different. But today, we are following something which is acceptable to both the communities without any communal tensions. And I clearly feel it should be followed because it is being accepted by majority of the people, and nobody, the BJP, RSS, or the RSS affiliated judges have any reason to indulge or change the course of this communal practice which is being happening over decades.
Okay, so you're saying a decades-old practice is now being challenged by some Hindu groups needlessly. That's your view on this. Let me bring in Kalyan Raman, who's a senior BJP leader, who believes that this DMK government has basically violated the court's order, and there have been multiple court orders in the past. Annamalai has also put out this post that multiple court orders in the past have been defied by the DMK government, clearly showing that the DMK government is acting against the Hindus. When the court is identifying that this is the original spot where the lamp is lit, then why isn't the DMK government complying to it? Sir Kalyan, why don't you give us a little more on the BJP's stance here? Of course, I see that you are fighting for the Hindu rights there, but at the same time, you are being accused of igniting communal tensions needlessly. What would you say to that?
First of all, we must understand there is absolutely zero opposition by the Dargah authorities. So, we are working in consonance with each other in lighting the lamp. This has been a practice in the past. For whatever reasons, the practice has been overlooked, and rightfully somebody sought permission, and the learned Justice G.R. Swaminathan had granted the permission to go and have a lighting of lamp, and accordingly it was being carried out when the state government stopped it. And coming to this gentleman, I don't know, I have never seen this gentleman, Gokul Chandra. I don't know if he belongs to Tamil Nadu in the first place. He has to first understand the topography, where the Dargah has been placed somewhere in the middle of the thing, and there is absolutely no communal tension, and the lamp post is just away from the Dargah per se. It is not just next to it. So there is absolutely no opposition or anything from the Dargah authorities. We both agree. In fact, Justice G.R. Swaminathan has upheld the rights of Dargah itself in the very same judgment that we both have to coexist. So where is the question of communal tension in this? Who is this gentleman who talks about communal tension in Tamil Nadu? There is no communal tension, Gokul Chandra. Do you belong to Tamil Nadu in the first place? I don't think you belong to Tamil Nadu. Okay, when you don't know anything about it, you don't know anything about it. You don't know the subject. When you don't know the subject, just don't talk about it. Learn something and then talk. Okay? In the absence of any communal tension, don't talk. It is the state government which is creating communal tension by stopping the lawfully enforceable judgment given by single judge on one hand, and then subsequently by the bench. Both have upheld the whole thing. Who are you to stop it? Whoever it is, whether it is the state government or Gokul Chandra or anybody, you don't have any right. You have gone to the Supreme Court. Your case is not even listed in the Supreme Court.
Is there verified evidence, Mr. Kalyan? Is there verified evidence to suggest that that stone pillar is the original Deepam spot?
Yes, indeed.
And don't you think it's questionable? It is questionable. It is questionable. The timing.
The state government's book on archaeology itself is an evidence in the 121st page, where they have mentioned in the state government's own book, archaeological book, that there exists a lamp post, which has been the practice on the day of Kartiki Deepam. The lamp is lit. It is recorded by them. It's just that the state government, because it is the pseudo-secular government, they want to oppose to it. For some reason, the practice got stopped. For some reason, we want to start it. What is the problem? When the Dargah authorities don't have any objection, who are you to enter into the situation?
Timing of which always is a question. Sir Kalyan, elections in Tamil Nadu is barely a few months away. Right ahead of elections, there's this move to, light the lamp at a place very close to Dargah. Even if archaeological reports suggest that it is a rightful place, how will the BJP ensure that there is not going to be any law and order breakdown if something like this happens?
There is no law and order breakdown. You just allow us to lit the lamp, finished, over. We just go, lit the lamp and come back. That's it. Where is the communal tension? When there are no contending parties, see, the communal tension will come when there are two groups. There are no two groups. Both the groups are together in the whole thing. You have your Dargah worship, we have our lamp worship. There is absolutely no issues. Who has opposed it from the communities to warring communities, if at all you want to call it? Where are the warring community? There is no such thing. The Dargah authorities agree to it. They are not parties to it. They have not gone to the court. They have not objected before the court of law.
A final word from Gokul then. If the Dargah has no problem, if Dargah has said that they have no objection to this, then why is the DMK, crying foul? Do you believe that allowing the Hindus to practice their ritual as per what history says is only going to be making way for more secularism, as the DMK is known for secular, or at least the DMK does not believe in religion at all, but the opposition harps on secularism. Allowing the BJP to light the lamp is also a secular move.
Okay, let me அண்ணன் கல்யாணராமன் அவர்களே, நானும் உங்கள் ஊரை சேர்ந்தவன் தான். உங்களை விட சிறந்த தமிழன். என் தாய் தந்தர அனைவருமே தமிழர்கள். நான் பிறந்து வளர்ந்தது எல்லாமே.
Whether you are greater than we are not. Okay, where are you from? Have you ever visited Tiruparankundram?
Kumari, Nagarkoil. And you don't know me, I know you. And I have enjoyed.
You will know me for sure. I don't know you. That is the problem.
Not necessary. Even I don't know you. Who are you?
Okay, Mr. Kalyan and Mr. Gokul, I request both of you not to take personal pot shots.
I have never seen you. Mr. Kalyan Raman, I don't know you. I am a retired Lieutenant Commander of Indian Navy. I have served this nation. I have saved my country for a few years in Indian Navy. Who are you, Kalyan Raman? Who are you to speak for Hindus?
Not doubting anyone's credibility here. I request no personal pot shots.
Gokul Chandra.
Final word, Gokul. Final word. I am short of time. Final word from Gokul. I'll have to get only Gokul's audio, please. Final word from Gokul. I'm short on time. Final word from Gokul, please.
See, Mr. Kalyan Raman thinks he can shout down me as he shouts down Annamali. No, Kalyan Raman. It is the Hindus will decide. It is not BJP or Kalyan Raman will decide where the light should be.
Mr. Gokul, my clear-cut question. Mr. Gokul, my clear-cut question, if you could answer that in a nutshell before I wrap here, I'm short of time. If the opposition believes in secularism, then isn't it a secular move to allow the Hindus to practice their ritual atop a hill and light the lamp? If it is an archaeological report that says that was the rightful place for the lamp to be lit, then why not? If the Dargah authorities have no opposition, then why not?
There is opposition from the Dargah. From Dargah authorities have filed a separate complaint in the court, and the Hindus have agreed. The Hindus are the Hindus and the practicing Hindus.
If you don't know the subject, don't come for debate.
For decades, for centuries, this is the place that the light is being lit, and this should be followed.
About it.
Last year, the previous year,
where is the objection?
The previous government, it is the same place where the light is being lit. And even today, the light is being lit at the same place. How can BJP or RSS, who are nowhere related to Hindus, suddenly claim this is the place we want to lit the light? Hindus will decide where it should be lit, and as per the likes of Hindus, as per the likes of the people of Tamil Nadu who have voted a government to power, they will decide where the light has to be lit. BJP
Nabila,
or RSS
just 2 seconds.
has no right to decide where the light.
I just need 2 seconds.
Has no right to decide where the Deebam should be lit.
Okay.
It should be decided.
That's all I have time for. Thank you very much.
I just need 2 seconds.
I really appreciate both of you for joining us on this. Kalyan, 2 seconds is 2 seconds. If it's 2 seconds, then here you go.
Precisely. Please always bring somebody who has knowledge about the subject. Thank you.
Yeah, don't bring people like Kalyan Raman, who is a venom to this society.
Thank you very much. I appreciate both of you for joining us on this. I'm going to slip into a short break. That's all we have time for. We will come back with our top stories on Day to Night. Stay with us.
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा से लोन लेना एक मास्टर स्ट्रोक है।
बढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Our honorary speaker, Megha Vishwanath, the quintessential storyteller, weaving narratives defining global economy, her book Unseen chronicles the journey of Zomato's Dipinder Goyal. Eastern India's first business and economy literature festival 2025, 20th and 21st December, Taj Talkutir, Kolkata.
EIILM presents Bomber Lorry, associate sponsor. Mukhora Chowk, associate sponsor. Alliance Broadband, associate sponsor.
लास्ट टाइम कश्मीर गई थी ना, वहाँ खाया शहद, पर उसके लिए कश्मीर जाना पड़ेगा। अरे कश्मीर क्यों जाना, कश्मीर ही यहाँ आ गया।
सुंदर वादियों में महकती खुशबू और रंग बिरंगे फूल, इनमें से शहद निकाल कर जमा किया जाता है असली शहद, लायन कश्मीर हनी।
असली शहद, असली स्वाद।
With our top stories on Day to Night, the Indigo airline meltdown, India's biggest ever service disruption, is now slowly easing. The government has taken direct control of the recovery. DGCA has now cut Indigo's winter schedule by 5%, which means around 110 fewer flights that Indigo will fly until the airline proves that its operation is fully stable. Indigo has been told to file a revised and reliable flight plan by December 10th. In fact, the Aviation Minister Romeo has also told Parliament, of course, we saw a brief walkout by the opposition on the airline meltdown. So Romeo Naidu speaking in the Parliament said that Indigo has already restored about 1,800 flights a day, and the number will only go up further this week. And refunds, rebooking, baggage delivery are all being monitored by the Aviation Ministry personally round the clock, and dedicated teams are at spots inside airports to try and ease the pain of consumers and passengers. Minister has also said accountability will be fixed, that Indigo basically suggesting they will be punished for this. In a video, Indigo CEO Peter Elbers again apologized, saying we let passengers down. Listen in.
Airports are reporting normal conditions without crowding or distress. Refunds, baggage tracing and passenger support measures remain under continuous supervision by the ministry. At the same time, accountability will be ensured. DGCA has issued show cause notices to Indigo's senior leadership and commenced a detailed enforcement investigation.
Here, the baggage chaos is also now being handled. About 8,500 bags will be delivered today, we hear, leaving around 800 still pending across 94 locations. Imagine the trauma that passengers are going through of not accessing their baggage in time. Officials say also what's adding to the chaos is incorrect phone numbers and unreachable passengers. That's slowing down this last mile delivery. A crucial meeting with all the airlines is also underway to review winter fog plans, flight rostering, fare spikes and staff availability to ensure this crisis is dealt with. The meltdown, of course, is staring at our faces, the worst ever aviation collapse we've seen in our modern times in India. All right, let me cut across to our top story as we saw Indigo meltdown here over roster issues and, ensuring that the pilots are not overworked. India's crowded rail network now faces a fear that stared Indigo itself. The rail network in India are also worried that their staff are fatigued and want similar rules like the FTL guidelines that was given to the airlines rather. Indian Railways also wanting it for their staff. After Indigo's crisis exposed gaps in crew rostering, locomotive pilots say that they too are working in unsafe conditions. The All India Loco Running Staff Association claims loco pilots regularly work 14 to 23 straight hours, sometimes multiple consecutive night shifts with almost no rest. They say this is dangerous for millions of passengers who depend on Indian Railways daily. The union has now demanded that railways adopt a fatigue risk management system like global aviation standards based on circadian science. In fact, they want duty capped at 6 hours, 16 hours rest after work, weekly offs and 30% vacancies in safety critical posts filled immediately. Despite a 2022 Madras High Court order asking railways to conduct a full fatigue study, the assessment has not been completed. Unions say delaying fatigue reforms risk a crisis much bigger than the one that we see with the aviation. With winter travel now surging and night operations increasing, loco pilots are warning aviation ignored fatigue until a meltdown hit. Railways shouldn't wait for a disaster. All right, let me cut across now to our story from Kerala. Dilip, actor, has been acquitted in a case of rape and abduction. A dramatic turn in a case that shook Malayalam cinema. Actor Dilip has been acquitted by a Kerala court in 2017 abduction and assault of a prominent Malayalam actress, saying the alleged conspiracy could not be proven against him. After his acquittal, Dilip launched a fierce public attack on his ex-wife Manju Warrior and the police as well of Kerala, alleging that they planned a conspiracy against him to destroy his career and his reputation. He claims a senior police officer formed a special investigative team and he was determined to frame Dilip, and that sections of the media also fueled this false narrative. And he says it was all the doing of his ex-wife Manju Warrior. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan strongly rejected those claims. In fact, Pinarayi Vijayan says this blame on the police is absolutely false and whatever Dilip is saying is only his feeling. The state has announced that it will appeal in the High Court against this order that has acquitted Dilip, and says that they will fight and support the survivor until she finds justice. 6 others in this case, including accused kingpin Pulsar Sooni, has been convicted in the case though, but Dilip has been acquitted. The incident led to major reforms in Malayalam film industry. It was so big and women's support systems were put in place. The Amma body was rejigged. A new body was formed. For now, Dilip walks free, but the legal battle and the larger conversation around women's safety, of course, in cinema is still far from over. All right, let me take you through now Karnataka's big story coming in on Karnataka's menstrual leave. That's at this point a big matter of concern. So let me tell you, a major policy flip in Karnataka within hours that we see. The High Court in Karnataka has recalled its own interim stay on the state's new menstrual leave policy for women employees, effectively bringing the rule back into force for now. The policy grants 1 day of paid menstrual leave per month to women working in shops, factories, plantations and transport units. It was challenged by the Bangalore Hotels Association. The Bangalore Hotels Association has argued that this is not right, that the Karnataka government does not have legal standing or legal powers to mandate leave for women based on their periods. Basically, they can't be given 1 day period leave. This is what the Hotel Association has said. They've moved the court and the court has given an interim stay. In fact, earlier this morning, the court paused this policy, but after an urgent request from the Advocate General, the stay was lifted around midday. The court will hear this matter again tomorrow. Industry bodies say that businesses already provide adequate leave and a mandatory policy will now only burden operations and it will really stretch them thin. Women's groups arguing that the state is simply acknowledging a basic biological need. The final decision now rests with the High Court, and the debate over balancing women's comfort, their health and workplace cost continues. All right, a quick look at IPL brand value that drops. The IPL's brand value has fallen sharply for the first time in years. A new brand finance report says the overall IPL ecosystem has dropped to 9.6 billion, down by 20% from last year. The biggest trigger was the Operation Sindoor military clash between India and Pakistan in May, which forced a week-long suspension, including playoffs. In fact, the interruption broke viewership momentum and hit sponsorship deal as well. In fact, we hear Jio also wants to pull away its media rights because they have been bleeding money, is what they claim. Team benchmarks have also dipped. Chennai Super Kings down by 24%, Rajasthan Royals down by 35%, Sunrisers Hyderabad down by 34%, KKR 33%, RCB 10% despite their first ever title win. Only Gujarat Titans saw a slight rise by 2%. Another big hit is real money gaming advertisements that vanished after a nationwide ban, removing 2,000 crores in annual sponsorship revenue. Crypto brands have all exited. Fintech spending has all slowed down. Brand analysts call this a correction year. In fact, the league will now focus on rebuilding momentum ahead of next season. But until then, what happens and what's the fate of IPL? Who helps stabilize it? We're going to wait and watch. All right, a quick look at Vikram Bhatt, who's been arrested in a 30 crore fraud case. Filmmaker Vikram Bhatt and his wife, Shwetambari, have been arrested by the Udaipur police in a 30 crore cheating case and are in 7-day transit remand. The complainant here, Dr. Ajay Murdia, founder of Indra IVF Group, says the couple promised him 200 crores from a biopic based on his late wife. Basically, he took 30 crores, allegedly, saying that we will make a biopic based on your late wife, and promised a 200 crore return. But the man says that it was all fake documents that were created to siphon off that funds that were given to Vikram Bhatt and his wife. 2 out of 4 promised films under a 47 crore agreement were completed and payments allegedly were diverted. Police say more suspects are involved and financial trails are being verified. The Bhatt's lawyers claim the arrest was high-handed, alleging that they were forced to sign papers without due process. The couple will now be produced in Udaipur court as investigations look into money flow, contract records and possible criminal breach of trust. All right, and finally, let's take you through Saudi Arabia allowing alcohol. A quiet but significant shift in Saudi Arabia, where alcohol has been banned for more than 70 years. Reports indicate liquor is now being sold in Saudi Arabia to select wealthy non-Muslim foreigners who hold premium residency status, allowing privileges once limited only to diplomats. Now, an unmarked store in Riyadh has reportedly seen long queues of luxury vehicles as customers purchase alcohol there at higher than diplomatic prices. There is still no official announcement though, but the change is being enforced quite selectively to select groups. This is part of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's past reforms aimed at opening society, boosting tourism and increasing non-oil revenue. The kingdom has already allowed women now to drive, open entertainment zones and eased gender restrictions. Also, clothing is no more hijab itself that was a practice. It still is, but not mandatory. Alcohol that was unheard of in Saudi Arabia is now being sold. Alcohol remains illegal for citizens of Saudi Arabia, but outsiders, non-Muslims are allowed. Observers say this controlled shift could indicate Saudi Arabia's push towards a more global lifestyle economy ahead of hosting major international events in the country. All right, that's it for me here. Thanks very much for tuning in.
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा से लोन लेना एक मास्टर स्ट्रोक है।
सोच रहा हूँ टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ले लूं ताकि मेरे बाद फैमिली को पैसों की कमी ना हो।
तू भी ले ले। अबे जल्दी क्या है, बाद में देख लेंगे आराम से।